Hello and happy Creative Card Challenge Wednesday, everyone. How are you today? Thank you all so much for joining me on this challenge. Oh my goodness. Well, each Wednesday I do a card challenge, and this Wednesday I am doing a card sketch challenge. So we're going to be using the 30 card sketches with example ebook that I have. And I'll get into all that in just a minute. But hello and welcome. This is Creating with Kristina, and I come live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on my Facebook page at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Before I get started, though, there are some announcements. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to share these with you. Dun, da, da, da. Free shipping today only. So go over to my shop if you need any card making supplies. Well, even if you don't need any card making supplies, because things like envelopes and adhesive and cardstock, we use those all year long. Go over there and get those at free shipping. Yeah, awesome. Also, if you use the December host code when you check out, $50 or more, I'm going to send you a gift at the end of the month for saying thank you. And that's enough for that. Let's get on with today's card challenge. Get all this back up. Here we go. Oh my goodness. So last week we had a card tag. That's it. We were doing a gift tag, not a card tag, a gift tag challenge. And you all submitted some really awesome tags. And so I used my comment picker and just the computer just shuffled your names and pulled one out. And we got Carol Busby, and her middle name W there, but here, let me get that off of there. Yay, Carol, congratulations. So Carol, what I need is for you to private message me your mailing address so I can send you a nice little prize. And there is her tag she created with that adorable reindeer. I just love that reindeer. All right, congratulations. So now let's go back over to this and let's talk about the card challenge. Well, oh, there it is. My goodness. I was like, where'd my book go? I was taking a picture of it earlier. Okay, here we go. So we are on, today's the 8th of December, so I picked card sketch number 8. I believe we've done this one in the past, but that's okay. Basically, the idea is that you have some kind of image or shape that comes between these two different shades here. So on my example that I did back when I created this book, I have white cardstock here, and I have, I believe that's raspberry. Can't quite remember, but anyways, it's a dark cardstock. And then I punched the little aspen leaves out and had them fall. And then I also stamped some aspen leaves over on this white cardstock. And then I put a banner with the sentiment. Now, I originally made it to be vertical like this, or portrait, but you could turn it and have it do like this. It doesn't really matter. You can even turn it and have it this way. Just as long as the main idea of this card sketch is that you have some kind of image here that is separating these two pieces, and you have a sentiment, okay? However else you want to create the card is up to you. This is a creative card challenge. So I am going to be using this card stamp set that I have not used yet. I purchased this way back when I had a pre-order. Oh gosh, that was a long time ago, because this catalog started in July, so I pre-ordered this in June, and I am just now using it for the first time. Oh my gosh. But I knew that, so what's unique about this Festive and Bright set is that you can cut these 3 strips out, or you can just leave them stamped like is, or you can stamp it and then cut like just one edge off. It's a really cool set. So you can see there are 2 pieces for each, and I'll show you the one that I'm going to do. I'm doing the Christmas lights here, and then I'm using Festive and Bright for my sentiment I love this. I love sets that have different holidays so I can use them longer than just the one season. Okay, and we're also going to cut out a holly bough, a pine bough and some Christmas lights also. I love that. That has that on there too. All right, so that's the stamp set. The paper I am using, this paper comes from the Pets. I meant to get that out. I forget that I make a thing, and I try to be so prepared. Hold on, give me 2 seconds here as I flip through all my cardstock. Here it is, Sweet Stockings paper. Here it is. This is the paper I'm using, and the Christmas lights here. Of course, that's what made me think of this paper, was the Christmas lights on that stamp. But I just love this, and I love how this little golden retriever, or maybe it's a golden lab, I don't know, has the lights wrapped all around his little body. He's so precious. Yeah, so really cute paper there. All right, so that's the paper we're using. And then I'm just going to use the colors that go with it. So we have the Cherry Cobbler, Pool Party, Old Olive, and Bumblebee. So those are our colors. Cool, huh? Oh, look at all these people saying good morning. I love it. I love it. Bonnie said her son sent her the set, Festive and Bright, and she's never used it either. Well, Bonnie, I'm challenging you to use it today. Okay, so I need a card base, and the card base is just the traditional 5.5 by 8.5, okay? My card layer is cut at 4 by 5.5. That part is simple. We tend to make all of our cards like this. Maybe not all of them, but quite a few of them. And I like doing that because it leaves this little bitty edge, whoops, showing the card base, just a little bitty frame, kind of set that designer paper out like that. So very fun. Now, go back to my sketch, and my sketch has, so this dark piece here is my designer paper, okay? Then this piece here, this white piece on the sketch, I am going to get out a piece of Old Olive, okay? All right, and I am going to cut it at 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, but I'm not gonna just leave it plain. I'm running it through this pine bough embossing folder. Cool, huh? I mean, I just love it. When you have an opportunity to purchase things that all go together, it is so fun to use them. I mean, this pine bough didn't go with any of this originally. It's just that it matches because all of Stampin' Up stuff just goes together. So we've run that through the embossing machine already, and let me show you what that looks like. There we go. Cool. Isn't that awesome? Just gives it a little something extra. All right. Next thing we need to do then, so I'm going to tape that on there. And also, if you'll notice, this white piece is a little closer to the left than it is the right. So I'm just going to give us about 1/4 inch over here, just enough so I can see some of the lights on that side. Whoa, don't twist on me, baby. Oh, it's wanting to twist. Oh, come on, stop that. Ow. All right. Enough with you. There we go. Okay. All right, that is stuck down now. So back to the sketch, I need something here. And like I said, I am using this stamp right here, okay? And I am going to stamp it on the white cardstock. Let me pull this out because I've already done it all already. So all I did was stamp it on there. Then I took my blends and I colored the light bulbs, the colors that are in the paper, okay? So I have the, well, we don't have Bumblebee, but the dark Daffodil Delight matches. Then I have Pool Party. I have the light Cherry Cobbler. The dark Cherry Cobbler was so dark you couldn't even see anything. Kind of like the dark Old Olive. It was really hard to see the light bulb when I colored it. Okay, anyway, so that is that. Now what I do, and let me show you how this works. Okay, I've already cut everything for us to kind of speed up on time, but I want to show you how this works. So I originally had it in here. Okay, oh, come here. And sit and sit. There we go. then after I stamped it, I just took the die and I put it on there. And you can only do one side at a time because they overlap if you don't, and it won't cut correctly. So then I cut that side out. Then when it came out of the embossing machine, then I took this piece, I come over here. Yep, that's right. All right, and then I run it through the machine again, and voila, I have my border. And put those away. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get all this out of the way, is I'm going to put this here, except, well, let me turn it around. I noticed that this is kind of the top, this side just kind of chopped off at the bottom. So I want that up there, but see how it's kind of longer? If you, it just slightly overlaps the card here and here. And so I am just going to trim that up a little bit. I've already stuck this down, so I can't really trim it that much. But what I'm going to do is take my trimmer, which, where did I put my trimmer? There it is. Marty says hello from the Adirondacks. Well, hello there, Marty. How are you? And Tammy. Tammy's my Canadian girl. Yes, Brunswick, Canada. So 5 1/4 is how long that part is. And so if I put this here, okay, the card is 5 1/2. Yeah, just want it a little bit past, there we go, right there. So I'm hardly cutting anything off. I mean, 1/8 right there. There we go. And now when I put this on, actually I want to trim that little nick where the paper tore. Hold on. Snips out real quick. I know, you're like, what are you talking about? Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Do you see how above the yellow light, there's just a little nick of the paper there? And I just want that to be smooth. I'm being a little particular there. All right, now I'm going to have that come up a little bit above and have it go flush down here. Okay. There we go. Yeah. But I'm not going to do it flat, of course. I'm going to go up on dimensionals. So, while I'm getting all this together, we do have free shipping today. I know I kind of mentioned that quickly. It is only for 24 hours. It started last night, last night Mountain Time, and it goes until midnight tonight. So, that's a really cool thing. I love it. They didn't give us any warning. They gave us yesterday warning. I did send out an email for you guys. I put a blog post up. I've put some stuff on the social media. But yes, you definitely want to take advantage of free shipping, especially if you're a demonstrator, because it's so frustrating. I remember when I was a first demonstrator and I would put in an order. I was so excited I got 20% off. And then it's like, by the time tax and shipping was added, it was like I didn't save anything. The tax and the shipping like added the 20% back on. And it was like, no. So when they give us free shipping, like I'm putting in a big order. I want tons of white cardstock. I'm going to need that all year long. I might as well buy a whole bunch. I'm going to need adhesive, especially dimensionals. Got to get me a lot of dimensionals. So I looked at my colored cardstock supply and I wrote down the ones that I was running low on, things like that. Okay. And then of course the last chance product sale is there also. And I'm hoping this is my, hold on. Yeah, that's correct. All right. Sorry about, I kind of ran, this is my sentiment banner here. Okay. So we need to stamp that, but yeah, don't forget we have free shipping today. So excited. All right, so I've got my Festive and Bright and I need my ink. Here's my ink. Another thing about the Cherry Cobbler, it is really, really dark. And so notice here on this card, I already finished. I did it lighter, and the way I got that lighter was to stamp off. So if you have not seen the stamp off technique, it's very simple. All you do is you ink up your stamp, you stamp off, and then you stamp where you want it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I got that crooked. Oh, I sure did. No problems. Boop. Let's do that again one more time. So I know that it is hanging from the top, and I know I want my sentiment going that way. That's the correct direct. If it's, yeah, there we go. Now I know where I am, and I'm lining up those letters with the edge of the card. I mean the cardstock. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I got a lighter version of it. Yay. Mima says, good morning. Hello, Mima. How are you? And Colleen, good morning. Love it, love it. I love that you guys show up and watch me stamp. Any of you actually stamping with me today? Do you have your card supplies out and you're working along while I'm doing this? I love that. Okay, we need those snips again because I need to make my flag tail. Here we go. Okay, and I think I want my flag to land about right there. If there's no particular order. And you, of course, if you don't like making these by hand, you can purchase our banner punch, and it makes these flag tails for you in different sizes too. You can go 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and a full inch. There we go. And we're going to put that on there, but of course with dimensionals. I just had those little boogers out. Where did they go? Ah. Joey says, good morning, I'm tired too. Oh yes, it is very early for some of you. And some of you just are not morning people in general, like my husband. Oh heavens. He's like, how do you get up so early? I'm like, well, how do you stay up so late? I'm so tired in the evenings. Isn't that funny how people are either morning people or evening people? All right, I have my festive and bright on there. Now what do we need to do? We need to put our pine bough and our 2 little light bulbs. Whoops, come here. And this is just kind of making it, putting some, what we call embellishing it. I mean, it would look fine just like that, but I think it looks even better when it's embellished. And this little pine bough is so tiny, there's hardly anything to it. So I'm just going to put a wee bit of glue. Okay, and I wee bit because I don't want it squishing out and making a mess. So I'm like barely touching the paper, and I'm hardly even squeezing the bottle. Just hardly anything came out. And then we're just going to have that kind of come over the word festive, but not so much that you can't read it. Okay, so you can still read it, festive. And then our 2 little light bulbs. We're going to glue one down and we're going to pop the other one up. Okay, so I'm going to glue that one down and, whoops. I need to put the dimensional one on first so I can tuck the other one under. All right, and I'm using the mini dimensionals. If you didn't know, we have 2 different sizes. We have, not only do we have 2 different sizes, we also have 2 different colors. We have black dimensionals so that if you have a really dark card and you're putting something up on dimensionals, you don't want that white dimensional to be, shining back there, then let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's see. Let's make you go there. Okay, that's fine. Just put it down. It'll be fine. And now turn this one over. So the black kind of blends in with the shadow of underneath there. But when you're working with white paper, like I'm doing right now, it doesn't really matter. There. And we're done. Festive and bright. Merry Christmas. So I have 2 of them now. Whew. Oh no, what'd you say, Mima? I'm watching with a, oh, yes, Mima, I know. I used to have a nebulizer tube when I had the COVIDs, but I know yours is a lot more serious, Mima. And I pray for you every day. All right. Kristen says not about card making. Upside down smile. That's funny. All right. You all don't forget we have a free shipping today. I just want to make sure you don't forget that. Don't miss this sale. It is only for today. You all have a blessed Wednesday. Oh, I did say who won. I did say who won. It was Carol. Carol, don't forget to send me your address so that I can send you a prize. Thank you. The post is scheduled to post at 10 o'clock. Remember, there's a post that I linked to the top of my page, and that is where you put your card that you create using card sketch number 8. And if you'd like a copy of this ebook, If you would like a copy of this ebook, right, where's my ebook? Here it is. My ebook, 30 cards with 30 examples. There is a link in the description of the YouTube channel down below. And I can put a link to it also in this video. All right. You guys are so awesome. See you on Friday for Fun Fold Friday. Bye-bye.